folks, so approximately 2 months ago I've returned from my trip to Mexico. It was a very long trip, so it was quite interesting. Basically, why Mexico? Why I've decided to even go to Mexico? Because people say so many strange things about Mexico that at some point you think, no, probably I should not go there. Maybe it doesn't make any sense. But at the same time, there's also so many good stuff said about Mexico. So I just wanted to experience for myself, do I like it or not? So this video will be exactly about that. And right now I'm sitting in my van. Not sure, I might go sometime soon on a long trip. So we'll see. And so let's get to the points. So the first point is the attitude, right? So it's kind of different attitude. Let's say compared to United States. In United States, it's all about time. Time is very limited. You need to do stuff. You need to go to work for sure. Everybody needs to go to work. That's right. But in United States, it's like, I don't know. It's like you must. It's like, I don't know, it's all about money. This is like the main thing. It's like all about money, and especially in states like California or New York, because otherwise you cannot survive, right? Well, that's the point. So in the United States, it's like that. It's all about material stuff, purchasing things, selling things and stuff like that. While in Mexico, it's quite opposite. People still do work hard, and don't get me wrong, they work really hard. But the thing is that they also value other things except just the material stuff. They also value relationship more, family things they value much more. It's all about interaction, talking to other people, enjoying life. That's what some people forget. So this immediately struck me in Mexico, that I was like, this is totally different. Next thing is the public transit. Let's talk about public transit. Like, if you say in United States public transit is good, I think you are totally wrong, because you know it. It's not good. It was never good, and probably it will never be. So in United States, it's all about driving your car, and which is great. Actually, I love my car. But at the same time, if you don't want to drive your car, let's say, then it's not gonna be beautiful for you. So you have no options in that matter. But in Mexico, on the other hand, the buses are amazing. They have amazing bus transportation system. They have several different bus companies, not just like Greyhound in US, right? Greyhound, for example, is well, it serves the purpose, but at the same time it's expensive first, and the second thing, it has limited routes and schedules. And third thing is that it's quite dirty, and people usually don't care much about that. So not much people using those, and only desperate people using those. But in Mexico it's totally different. Everybody uses the public transportation. Those buses as well, just the regular buses to like run around the city. Some people take like 10 hours rides in buses in Mexico, for example. I took few rides like that, and it was just amazing. Third point, language exchanges. So in Mexico, I've experienced lots of exposure to another culture, right? The Spanish language and all that. So that's why I just wanted to interact with people. And for that matter, it's just to get out of your own shell and experience something else, different language. Language exchange is an amazing thing. It just works perfectly. And you just go to Meetup or any other website, and you just pick any language exchange you like, and boom, you have it. We also have it in US and other countries, but in Mexico, people really curious about English. They want to learn English, they want to interact with you. And it's not just about just the language exchange, it's about talking about some interesting stuff, just having some beers and all that. So it's an amazing way to experience, right? So I think it's really good. So language exchange is one of the greatest possibilities to experience a new culture, plus learning new language like Spanish, because it's an amazing language. The fourth point will be lack of personal space, or just like less personal space in Mexico comparing to, let's say, United States. Because in the United States, you get used that anywhere you go, people appreciate your personal space. They don't go interact with you. They just like don't touch you. And people are used to that. Nobody talks much to each other. It's like my personal space, it's mine. Don't touch my personal space, don't talk to me. In Mexico it's different. It's not about that. And I think it's quite related to the point number one, which I said before, is that it's different attitude. In Mexico there's less personal space. It's more about being like together. In the towns, everybody knows each other, and it's kind of rude if you don't talk to somebody. It's like it's expected that they just interact with people around you. Not like that in the United States. And I mean, this is up to you. It might be good, might be bad. You never know. You should be aware of that. And the fifth point, which is not quite a pleasant point, quite honestly, but because in Mexico it's a different kind of environment, different kind of food and all that, and you might get sick quite frequently. For example, I got sick approximately like 3 times, and it was really, really bad. Honestly, it was hard. I got sick, like you'd go headaches, something else, some diarrhea and all stuff. Yeah, you will experience that because you are getting used to the new environment, new food. So be ready for that. Some people are fine. Some people don't experience that bad things, but other people really experience that. So be aware of that and be prepared for that. And in case if something happens, be sure to have some insurance. Travel insurance will work fine for you, or just be ready to go to the nearest doctor, because doctors in Mexico are really cheap. It's not a problem. You just go there, they give you some medicine, antibiotics mostly, and you're done. You're good. This is like 5 points I want to say that are really different, I think, comparing to other countries, especially United States, where I was living for the past many years. So be ready for that, be aware of that, and all the best to you. And enjoy your life, because that's the only thing that we have. Thank you guys for watching, and goodbye. Please subscribe and press the like button.